Good morning and welcome to Hobby Evolution episode number 124. It's Hump Day. Happy Wednesday. It is the 2nd of December. Today I'm going to talk about an auction that finished up last night, and I won several listings. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I won 8 items. So I want to talk about that. Found some one great bargain on some vintage football and a couple of vintage baseball lots. So I'll get into that in just a moment. Update from Tuesday's mail. No Cubs arrived. I did get the Sunday count in from my in-person trade with Kurt and the mail day from Matthew. The top loaders, awesome. And then the 2 Cubs cards puts the count at 516,913. So just shy of 517,000. I should be getting the 2 boxes from David. That'll be about 7,000 Cubs cards. Those should be arriving today or tomorrow. What else? Update on my the NBA Hoops premium stock from Target, the Target exclusive. The tracking, initially, this is weird, and they're being delivered by UPS out of Des Moines, Iowa. I'm here in Madison, Wisconsin, so quick little trip. Originally, the tracking showed delivery today, Wednesday, December 2nd, and I thought that was I thought it was quick, but it is Des Moines to Madison is pretty short in terms of shipping. So then once it got on a truck, the shipping, the tracking updated to delivery on Thursday, December 3rd, tomorrow. And I only questioned that because it had already arrived in Davenport, Iowa, which is, a hop, skip, and a jump here from Madison. And it arrived in Davenport, I think Monday night. So Monday night into Tuesday morning. And then it went to Oak Creek, Wisconsin, which is Milwaukee. And it was still showing delivery on Wednesday. Now, this morning I checked and it showed it's reached the facility here in Middleton, Wisconsin, which is just a couple miles down the road, like literally 2 miles down the road. So it's there, and that's the final destination facility. It'll be put on a delivery truck. But it updated tracking to deliver to Thursday, which is 2 days away, and it's already here at the delivery facility. So I don't know if they're just overwhelmed here at the local facility. Very well could be because of all the Black Friday sales. So it just, they may be backed up, and that's why it's being pushed out. So I'm going to check it again just to see if maybe that was a mistake and it does get put on a delivery truck today. That usually they put them on delivery trucks really early in the morning, like 4 a.m. So, it may have missed today's delivery truck, but, we'll see. So that is, and I wanted to open, the one, I ordered 4 boxes. I wanted to open one box set Thursday anyway, for the Western Illinois Iowa basketball game. So it doesn't bother me when it's delivered, if it's today or tomorrow. So or today's Wednesday. So tracking showed delivery on the 4th, which is Friday, right? Today's the 2nd. Yeah, today's the 2nd, Wednesday the 2nd. So it kept showing delivery Thursday, tomorrow. Then this morning it updated tracking to show Friday delivery. So I hope it delivers Thursday. Anyway, enough about that. So I did get some mail yesterday. I bought a bunch of Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazines. Got a pretty good deal. Only paid a couple bucks per issue on these in a lot. There were 13 PWIs in 2 WWE magazines. So basically what I'll do is I'll put the WWF magazines, WWE magazines on eBay as a buy it now, and hopefully they sell, because I don't I don't collect those. So I bought these for the 13 Pro Wrestling Illustrateds. This one is from June of 9. This was when I was very first getting into the WWF. Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Randy Savage, 1989. And then and I want to say, and I gave rave reviews to the seller on these. These were shipped in so he put them in a box and it was wrapped up. Now inside the box, he had them in plastic cover sheets with backing. And not only that, but the magazines themselves, usually when you buy magazines online, they can, get beat up. And I'm collecting these and reading them. So I don't need pristine magazines because I'm going to read them and then put them in binders. But it's nice to have, really nice condition where you don't have to worry about flipping through and, ripping a page out or, the staple coming out. So the backside was the 1991 annual. It's highlighting WCW. You see Flair, Fujinami, the Steiners, Sid Vicious. So that's from 91. So most of those were the two oldest issues that were in that lot. And I think the rest were like early to mid 2000s. And what I really liked is there were, I think, at least 2 PWI 500 ranking issues. I was actually going through last night the 2008 PWI 500. So also last night, and I blogged a few days ago about 1993 Topps Finest Gold Collector's Edition. And I asked Twitter. Nobody knew on Twitter what it was. I posted on the Blowout forums. In the Blowout forums, usually you can find an answer. And nobody knew. There were guesses. There were several posters in the forums that thought it was an aftermarket. And, somebody even said, if you can get it for 50, it's probably a good deal, but not for any more than that. So the auction ended last night. And when bidding went over $100 like a week ago, shortly after I wrote that post, it was around $50 when I wrote that post, because I think that's why the Blowout forums member mentioned if you can get it for 50, it's a good deal, but anything more than that, it's not. So Zach and Jenny are with us. Good morning. Thanks for chatting. So the auction, little background. So the auction is in a small town near where I used to live, in Western Illinois. And a friend of mine, Dave, who big Cubs fan, big hobbyist. We go to Cubs convention, games, get autographs and stuff. So he tuned me into this back in the summer. He said, hey, and he knows the auctioneer real well, and he goes to these auctions. So he said he's helping out this auction. And so he would ask me some questions as they were getting everything compiled. And it took them several months. I think they acquired it. They physically acquired the collection maybe in June. And then the auction went live like the 1st of November. So all summer long, they were just organizing it, putting some of the junk wax into, big lots where it would sell on its own. They had some vintage, like really nice vintage that they sent off. It was raw, so they sent off to PSA. There was a 1933 Gowdy Babe Ruth graded PSA 2. That ended up selling for like $7,000 plus the 10% buyer's fee. So the winning bidder ended up paying about $7,800, which the last one sold on eBay for I think around $8,200. There was a Gordie Howe rookie, PSA I think 1.5. There was a couple Mickey Mantle gradeds, a few Mickey Mantle raws. So there was a lot of good stuff. There was a lot of junk, but there was a lot of really good stuff. And one of the, unknowns was that 93 Finest Gold Signature Series. So what this was, there is a blog post at 1millioncubs.com just kind of asking any questions. And now I'm more curious than ever. When I was curious when the auction came up and my buddy Dave was like, hey, do you know anything about this? So I looked, I Googled, I could find nothing about this set. And that's why I posted the blog and blowout forums. So last night, bidding gets up to like 200, 300, 400. Now it's like minutes away, and it's one of those auction sites where, you know, I think Sportlots does the same thing where if there's a bid in the last 60 seconds, it's extended. So, I mean, it was extended for probably an hour, maybe. There was a bidding war, and it ended up selling for $955 plus the 10% buyer's fee. So it ended up selling, the buyer's paying over $1,000 for this set. And there's 20 cards. They're 93 finest. They do not appear to be refractors. The auction house had an open house over the weekend. So my friend Dave sent me a video, and he, you know, in the top loader, he did the, you know, to show if it's hitting the light. And I'm like, no, it does not appear to be a refractor. I do not see any rainbow when it hits the light. Those are just base finest cards. People thought they're aftermarket, not made by Topps. They do not appear to be made or issued by Topps. So I'm more curious than ever, you know, these two bidders that bid against each other, do they know what this set is? And if they do, what is it and why is it worth $1,000? Or did they think it was something that it's not? And I'm really curious what exactly it is. So they were, yeah, Jenny, they were 93. So what it is, it's in a custom box set. There's a little more info. Go to 1millioncubs.com, and there's some pictures of what they look like. So it's 93 finest base, the all-star finest. In the screw downs, the old 90s screw down holders. And then at the top of the screw down holder, they look a little larger than a standard screw down holder, because at the very top, there's like a gold replica signature. It's not a real signature in gold pen. It's a replica, like scratched in gold. And I think there's 20 cards in the set. There's no Cubs, which I was surprised that Sandberg was not in there. There is an Andre Dawson, but he's in the Red Sox. I remember David Cone from the Royals. There's a Nolan Ryan. There's a Cal Ripken. Who else is in there? I can't remember. But it seems unique, and it shocked me that the price that it went for. So I did end up buying 8 lots. And I've got the listings because I didn't want to forget any. So I ended up buying 8. And so Dave's going to pick those up today for me and then ship them. There's a few things I'm just going to have him keep. And next time we see each other, just do a handoff in person, because they won't fit in a box. And it's, you know, something I really don't care for. So I got 2 wax boxes of 1990 Topps rack packs. So 2 boxes for $25. So about $12.50 per box, which is good. They sell on eBay for like 30 to 40 shipped, the rack pack boxes. 9 issues of Baseball Card Magazine from 1987 to 89, and I got those for $2. And then Dave told me that they found even more after they posted the listing. So bonus, what I bought these for, $2. You know, I bought those because of the baseball cards inside. And even though if those have been torn out, they're still good content. I love old Beckett's and I love old baseball card magazines, because I can pick one up and find something pretty quickly and post it on Twitter. And it's fun content. So I bought that more for the content as opposed for flipping what's inside. But I was hoping that there's the 89 with the Griffey, because that panel sells for $100. When I was looking at the listing, the pictures in the listing didn't appear that issue was in there, but maybe it is one of the ones they found. So that'll be a surprise for me. I bought 2 uncut sheets of 1989 Topps, my favorite year of Topps, for $6, $3 per sheet. You can't beat that. I'm going to have to wait for that because I'm not going to have him ship. I'll just pick that up in a few months whenever I see him next. Then for my own collection, Chicago Tribune and Sun-Times Cubs placards, like in the newspaper, they had like signs, probably pretty similar to this, but just, not that old. This is from the 70s. So there's 11 of those, and I only paid $5 for that lot. So that'll just go in my Cubs collection. I bought a lot of miscellaneous uncut cards for $6. And looking through that, it does look like there's some like baseball card magazine cards. So it may be the cards they took out of those magazines that I bought. So I guess I doubled down there. So some of those oddballs, they're very collectible. So for $6, why not? Now into the good stuff. This is where I found some good deals. I'm going to save the best for last. So I bought a lot of 101 1967 Topps baseball stars and semi-stars for $55. So 50 cents a card. This lot includes a Bob Gibson. It includes a Gaylord Perry. It includes a Clemente checklist, and I'd have to go back and look, but for 50 cents a card, Bob Gibson, Gaylord Perry, a bunch of other semi-stars, a pretty sweet deal. I bought a 1974 Topps baseball card lot of almost 600 cards for $56. And I've got a bunch of 74 Topps baseball in my eBay store. It's a variation listing, 99 cents a card. You buy 3 or more, it's down to 89 cents. So that was a pretty good deal as well. Now, the best deal. I was surprised I won this, and I actually ended up bidding almost twice as much as the winning bid. So I won this item for $37, and I think my max bid was $70. 1965 Topps football, 34 card lot. 28 of the 34 cards are short prints. It includes Don Maynard, 2 Darryl LaMonicas, and many more. So I knew at about $1 a card, I was coming out ahead, because most of them probably sell for, $2. And then the better ones might sell for $5, maybe $10. So my buddy Dave reached out and he goes, "You stole that 65 Topps football lot." He goes, "When we were looking them up, the short prints sell for $12 to $50. There's 28 short prints." So I'm really eager to dig in, and I'm gonna surprise myself with these. I'm not gonna go on eBay and look to comp. Basically, when I looked at these lots, I kind of guessed, okay, $1 a card. That's kind of what I was basing. Some of the lots went for really high, like a 70 Topps lot went for a couple bucks a card. Some others went for crazy money, and that's why I was surprised that I was able to get this 65 Topps football for so cheap. So once it arrives, it's shipped to me. I'm gonna go through and I'm just gonna eBay comp them as they come, and it'll be a nice little fun exercise for me. So that lot itself will probably pay for the entire purchase. My purchase will be, I think, after the 10% buyer's fee and the shipping, like $230. $230 all in, and I should make that back in that 65 Topps football alone. So that'll pay for the rest, and I can just piece that out. And I'll put the variation listings for the other 2 vintage lots, and just have some fun with all of those. So that's how I kind of approach these auctions and collections. Is I want to find something that I can make the money back on, in fairly quick fashion. It doesn't have to be overnight or within a week, but within a month would be nice. And then the rest is just is gravy. It's I can do with it what I like. And during a pandemic, I have time to list all of the collections that I've bought in the last 5 years. There's been a lot of cards that have been hidden inside boxes that I had no idea what they were worth. And now I have time to go through and comp them out. And hey, last night I came upstairs after packaging up, and usually I have a stack or a box of cards next to the couch. So when we're watching Netflix, I'm just listing in my eBay store. I had a box of basketball. I'm getting ready for basketball season. There were a couple Ray Allen Topps rookie cards that I probably a year ago I wouldn't have even put in my quarter box. I would have thought it's Ray Allen. I didn't know it's his rookie card because it doesn't say rookie. So I pulled it out. I'm like, oh, this does look like a rookie card. Comped it out, $5. I had two of them. Put them up for $5 each. Both of them sold overnight. Both Ray Allen rookies listed at 9:30 p.m. last night, and they sold by the time I woke up this morning. So a quick $10 for two cards that would have been hidden in these boxes. And so if there is a silver lining to this pandemic, I've been able to find some fun cards within all of these boxes. So that was the auction fun I had last night. Zach asks, question for my eBay sellers, even though I can't find Jenny. Thoughts on a seller offering to drive to buy purchase to avoid shipping charges? This is for wax box purposes. I have no issues with that. Depending on what it is, if it's a base card, I'd rather just ship it, especially if it's a PWE. And I don't charge shipping. So, from my standpoint, it's a little different. So if it was somebody local, I would probably meet them like a Craigslist or a Facebook Marketplace. Right now, it's a little different meeting people in person. I can't advise on whether or not to do that based on the public health. But if you're comfortable and they're comfortable, I don't see a problem with that as long as it's a third party location. Meet at a Menards or Walmart parking lot, gas station. That's what I would say. I've done that in the past when my first eBay store back 15 years ago. I had a buyer who would buy a lot of my stuff. And he lived about 20 minutes away, but he worked in the city. And so we met up and he bought a bunch of stuff. So Zach adds, these are for wax boxes. Shipping is 10 plus bucks. Yeah. So yeah, I would have no problem with that as long as you meet at a public location, a parking lot, a park, anything like that. Totally fine. Yeah, I've done that several times in the past. And if it's a bulkier item, absolutely. So if it's wax boxes, for sure, no issues with that whatsoever. Jenny says she sold some video games to a guy that wanted to do pickup. I chanced it, went good. That was a couple of years ago. Yeah, I've done it a few times, and it's the unknown. Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. Knock on wood, to date, I haven't had any issues. In fact, that's kind of the fun part is one of the first collections I bought here when I moved to Wisconsin. It actually, two of the first three were cops that I bought from. One was a police officer. One was, I think, a corrections officer. So that makes me feel a little more comfortable. So one of the first, the corrections officer that I met, we met at a Menards, in the Menards side parking lot. And, we started, talking and he goes, I always vet, when I sell stuff on Facebook or Craigslist, I always vet, who I'm selling to. I'll Google, I'll get on Facebook. So that, puts you at ease a little bit. So then we got talking. He's like, so I looked you up on Facebook and we have a mutual friend. He's like, how do you know Tim? And he gave the last name. And I'm like, well, Tim was the police officer in my hometown. He was my neighbor. And I'm like, well, Tim was my neighbor growing up. And, I used to go over and dog sit for him and feed his dog when he went out of town. And he actually pulled me over. This is why I won't give his name, because I don't know if you can do this, but he pulled me over one night and he just wanted to ask if I can dog sit for the weekend. So I was like, Tim, why are you pulling me over? Oh, can you dog sit for me? So that was fun. That they went to school together, and they worked together at, I think, like Six Flags in Gurnee, and they're still friends. And we had, we're, kind of fun. So that was a Craigslist collection that I bought, and you get to know these people, and it's kind of fun getting to know some of these stories. So I haven't had any bad in-person meetups on Facebook, Craigslist, or the few on eBay. So yeah, and if you can, vet them. If you're meeting somebody, always, just Google them and check them out, and just take precautions. That's all I would say. So that's it for now. Coming up today, I don't think, hopefully I ordered some more bulk stamps. I ran out of, I'm shipping. I was overwhelmed from the weekend, and I'm still catching up on my eBay. I ran out of envelopes. I ran out of my old stamps over the weekend, and then I bought 50, and I ran out of those. My wife had a book, so I used hers, and I ran out of envelopes. So she gave me what envelopes she had, and I ran out of those. But I did place a bulk order of my stamps that were shipped Monday, may get here today. They're coming from Florida, so it might be the end of the week. So I'll probably have to make a run to buy stamps and envelopes today. So that's it. Zach, Jenny, thanks so much for chatting. Good stuff as always. Check me out on Twitter at 1millioncubs. 1millioncubs.com is the website, and you can check out the eBay store, 99centcards.com. That's 99centcards.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great Wednesday.